AVF. In these three leads, L1 shows the tallest positive QRS complex. You know it is a normal axis, but the degree is 0. When L1 shows a normal axis, what is my heart's position? My heart, what is the lead? L1 is what lead? So when the heart is horizontal only, L1 will show the tallest positive QRS complex. So my heart is like this. The impulse will come towards L1. So the L1 will be horizontal. So whenever the L1 is tallest positive QRS complex, three things. Normal axis, degree is 0, position is horizontal. All the three things. You must say normal axis, 0 degrees and horizontal heart. Now, whenever my L2 is positive, in these three leads, my L2 is the tallest positive QRS complex. My degree is 60. So it's once again a normal axis. In the L2 is a normal axis. So the axis is normal, degree is 60. What is the position of the heart now? Intermediate. So normal 60 degrees, intermediate is L2. Whenever my AVF shows the tallest positive QRS complex, normal axis 90 degrees, position of the heart, vertical heart. You understand? So even in the normal axis, you decide whether it is a L2, L1 or AVF, depending upon 0 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees, horizontal heart, intermediate heart or vertical heart. So once you decide normal axis, you have to decide these three things. Okay. Now what is the number for L3 now? Whenever there is a right axis, what is my number now? 120. So whenever the right axis, whenever the L3 shows the tallest positive QRS complex, AVL is negative, then it is a right axis. The degree is 120. The commonest cause of right axis is right ventricular hypertrophy. This is a clinical situation. So whenever there is a right axis deviation, you must immediately think and diagnose and look for right ventricular hypertrophy. This is a commonest cause of right axis deviation. So understand three things for L3. L3 is right axis, number is 120, the clinical situation is right ventricular hypertrophy. Everything three things you must remember. Now you tell me, whenever my AVL is the tallest positive QRS complex, negative, this is the only negative number. All the above this horizontal line is negative, below is positive. So the only AVL is, what is the degree now? Minus 30, it is the left axis. The commonest cause of left axis is left anterior fascicular block. Remember the fascicles we have told you on the left bundle? One of the fascicle is anterofascicle. Commonest cause of left axis is left anterior fascicular block is the commonest cause of left axis. So what are the three things for left axis? The AVL. AVL tallest positive is left axis. The degree is minus 30. The clinical scenario is left anterior fascicular block. Then if the AVR is positive, then it is minus 150 indeterminate axis. None of these 5 leads will show tallest positive QRS complex. So the axis is minus 150. So please remember three things. Normal axis, L1, normal axis 0 degrees horizontal heart. L2, intermediate heart 60 degrees normal axis. AVF 90 degrees vertical heart normal axis. L3 120 degrees right axis right ventricular hypertrophy. AVL left axis minus 30 left anterior fascicular block. AVR minus 150 indeterminate axis. That's all the axis. Finished. Right? So this is L1 0, L2 plus 60, AVF plus 90 normal, L3 plus 120 right axis, AVL minus 30 left axis, AVR minus 150 indeterminate axis. So it is easy to remember. This quadrant is left axis, this quadrant is right axis, this quadrant is normal axis, this quadrant is right axis, this quadrant is indeterminate. Only 4 quadrants. In this quadrant you have 3 leads, in this quadrant you have 1 lead, in this quadrant you will 1 lead, in this quadrant 1 lead. AVR here, AVL here, L3 here, L1, L2, AVF here. That's all. So once you remember like this, it's so easy to diagnose and calculate axis. So this is what I told you. Horizontal heart can happen in ascites, pregnancy and obesity. Vertical heart happen in COPD and emphysema. These are clinical scenarios in which this horizontal, as it is in pregnancy, the heart is pushed like this. So you can have the L1 being the tallest positive. Right ventricular hypertrophy is the commonest cause of right axis. Look for the pulmonary hypertension and right ventricular outflow obstructions. Whereas left axis, left anterofascicular block is the commonest cause. LVH also can cause left axis, but the commonest cause is left anterofascicular blocks. Look for conditions which can produce left ventricular hypertrophy like hypertension and LVOT obstructions. So this is your summary. This is your summary. So whenever for the electrical axis, I told you to look at the 6 limb leads. First look at L1, L2 and AVF. If any one of these leads shows the tallest positive QRS complex, you are dealing with a normal axis. In these 3 leads, if the L1 is positive, it is 0 degrees and horizontal heart. If the L2 is the tallest positive, it is 60 degrees and intermediate heart. And AVF shows the tallest positive QRS complex, it is 90 degrees and vertical heart. Always look at AVR to confirm it is a normal axis. If these 3 leads do not show the tallest positive QRS complex, look at L3 and AVL. If the L3 shows the tallest positive QRS complex, it is right axis, 120 degrees. Look at AVL to confirm, and right ventricular hypertrophy is the commonest cause of right axis deviation. If the AVL shows the tallest positive QRS complex, it is minus 30. Look at L3 to confirm, and left anterofascicular block is the commonest cause of left axis deviation. Whereas none of these 5 leads shows the tallest positive QRS complex, look at lead AVR, in which you have an indeterminate axis. The axis is minus 150 and the axis cannot be determined. So this is in nutshell the approach to an axis calculation, right? Ready for the test? Right. Wait. I am going to show you ECGs, and within 1 second, 2 seconds, I'll give 2 seconds. I'll give you 2 seconds. Within 2 seconds, you have to tell me 3 things. What is axis? What is degree? What is the clinical scenario? Right? Normal axis or abnormal axis? What is the number? Whether it is what is the commonest cause of that particular axis deviation, or in the normal axis, horizontal, vertical or intermediate heart. Right? Okay. Now look at the ECG. 2 seconds. Look at the limb leads here. 3 things. Normal axis, degree, 60 degrees. L2 is the positive, isn't it? Tallest positive is L2. 60 degrees. What is the position of the heart? Louder. Intermediate heart. So L2, 60, intermediate heart. Right. 6 limb leads here. L1, L2, L3, AVR, AVL, AVF. Yes. What is the axis? Left axis. Number. Clinical significance. Left anterior fascicular block. See that left axis. Which lead to confirm? L3 is negative. That means it is going away from my right side lead towards my left side lead. Good. L1. AVL L1. L1 is the tallest. Number. Position. Horizontal. Normal axis 0 and horizontal heart. Right. Lead 3. Number. Louder. What is the number for L3? 120. Axis. Clinical scenario. RVH. Which lead? Lead 2. Intermediate heart. Degree. Axis. Normal axis. Yes, louder. Lead 3. Axis. Degree. Clinical significance. RVH. Dead silence. Yes, AVR. Degree. Minus 150. See that all the leads. See the L1, L2, L3, AVR. None of the leads show either tall positive or not negative. You see that now? So for the other leads, one of the leads was showing the tallest positive, one is showing negative. Here everything is equiphasic. Only AVR is indeterminate axis. So AVR is positive. Good, indeterminate axis. Yes. Minus 30. What axis? Significance? Left anterofascicular block. Yes. 1. Horizontal heart, degrees, 0 degrees. Axis, normal. Lead 3, good. Within 1 second, you are now able to say, see the lead 3 is the tallest, isn't it? All the 3 leads. Lead 3 is the tallest. Axis, degree. Lead 3 again. Which lead to confirm here? AVL is negative. That means going away from your left side lead, coming towards your right side leads. So right axis. Yes. What is the lead? Lead 2. Normal axis, degree. 1. What position? 0 degree. Horizontal, 0 degree. So look at AVR here. Confirming AVR. Everything is negative here. Lead 3 again. Number 120, right axis. Right ventricular hypertrophy. See the V1. V1 is positive there. That means there is a right ventricular hypertrophy there. Silence. Indeterminate axis. Everything is equiphasic here. You see, there is no, the terminal R wave is in AVR. So it is an indeterminate axis. So now the electrical axis is over. You are all experts today. Right? So that's what the electrical axis. Any doubts? So this is very simple. Look at the leads and remember the position of leads. You know what is the normal group of leads, what is the right sided lead, what is the left sided lead, what is the indeterminate lead. Give me the number 0, 60, 90, 120, minus 30, minus 150. What is the signal significance? That's all. I think we adjourn for some tea or something.